I will give you a garden tour. Okay, I'm actually super excited to be given this garden tour today. I love my garden beds. It's honestly probably one of my favorite things in the entire world is my garden beds. There are so many of them. There's so many different flowers. Right now, they're just kind of a pile of work with very little reward. But come summertime, when the flowers are blooming and I can come out here and just enjoy them, my absolute favorite. If I'm having a cup of coffee out here or if I'm drinking a bottle of wine out here, either way, it's absolutely my favorite place in the whole world in the summer when they're blooming. I feel like this year, everything is a little bit late, so I feel like the suspense is holding, but it kind of worked out because I was able to record this video early on, and I'm going to do a couple of this video throughout the season so then you guys can see the progression of the flowers and find out which ones are weeds and which ones are flowers, because a lot of them I don't know. This year I do have a lot of the same plants in different locations because I want to see what does best where. Like, I have 3 spots in my yard that are full sun, but I don't know if certain plants will do better in which of the 3. I mean, they're not that far apart, but they're definitely different environments, right? I have one spot that's awfully sandy, but it's full sun. I have one spot that's a very wet, I don't want to say clay-like, but like a very swampy-like area that's full sun. And then I have one that is a brand new garden bed that's full sun. So I tried to put all of the plants in all of the spots to see what thrives where. So then next year I'll have a better idea where to put my annuals. The perennials just are what they are. They're scattered throughout my yard. That's half the problem when I don't know if something's a plant or if it's a weed, but we figure it out eventually, right? And then we pull the weeds and we keep the plants, or sometimes we pull the plants and keep the weeds. Half the fun of gardening. All right, without further ado, let's just go explore the yard, check out the garden, see what we have. And I do have some duck surprises that come into the video, awfully exciting. I didn't know that the duck had a bracelet, so that's a little plot twist. Oh, and not featured in this video, but something I noticed today, I have a groundhog. I come walking outside today to put those flowers out here, and that groundhog just ran underneath my shed. And I was like, what are you doing? So it's a pretty chunky one, kind of adorable. I don't think he'll hurt anything, so I don't mess with him. I'm actually in town, but I have a lot of woods around me, so you can tell that, you know, there's lots of wilderness here. Knock on wood, I haven't really been bothered by the deers yet, but again, early in the season, so there's still time for them to come be menaces. This is one of my favorite parts about my flower garden. I know that it's not a flower garden or really associated, but I feel like what good is a flower garden if you don't get to share your flowers with other people? So I absolutely love my roadside stand. I don't have any flowers in here right now because they're not quite blooming in my zone, but what I do have is I have some house plants. Okay, look at this guy. I'm sure you've seen the video where I propagate this guy. So this is one of my propagations that I made a video on. We got some planters over there, and then I do have some sage plants that I put for free. So in my town, you can't put perennials out without some special license, so I just put them for free because I can't sell them, but I think people would like to have them, especially the white sage. Okay, to the garden. No, just know that I was trying to wait until my yard and my gardens were perfect before I did this video. That doesn't exist in gardening. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to get all of the weeds and everything like that. So this is my sage bed. So this is filled with white sage. Can you see the ducks? I don't know if you can see the ducks in my video, but I have ducks over there. This is my white sage bed, and in here I also have a bleeding heart plant, a white one. Absolutely love that plant. It's not where I wanted it to be, but plants decide on their own where they want to be. So the bleeding heart, I actually tried in like 5 different spots in the yard, and it just was not doing good until I put it under this tree. So I finally left him there, and I said, fine, we'll do all of the stuff that you want to do. Look at the ducks. Okay, hold on, we gotta feed them real quick. So they're over there doing their duck business. They're so darn cute. I am absolutely in love with them. They're not my ducks. They just show up and I feed them when they yell at me. So the girl is Stephanie and the boy is James Pond. If you can tell, like this one, how big it already is, like I should have trimmed it down. Maybe I still could. It's gonna be just huge this summer. So next year, when they come up in the spring, I'll make sure that I cut them all in half at least. There's the ducks again, doing their duck business. I know some people don't like forget-me-nots. I absolutely love them. So right here in the front of the house is nothing but forget-me-nots. They do great in the shade. They're low maintenance. And I love like the whimsicalness of them. So right in the front of my house are all the forget-me-nots. I'm trying to fit in the screen. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna be doing here. I'll figure it out when I get there, but I put this here so the dog's chain doesn't like mess up all of the flowers. This is probably one of my oldest flowers. This is a hydrangea. I have 4 of them, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have 4 of them. This one does absolutely amazing. I love it every single year. The only thing that's always so funny is other people, like when you're buying from the store this year, you probably already have blooms where you can see the ones that you have from previous years aren't even close to blooming yet. So typically what happens is when you buy them in the store, they're gonna come like fully bloomed. They probably started out in a greenhouse or in a different climate. I'm all the way in Michigan, so we had a very late start, so everything's kind of late. So you're catching this early, if that makes sense. A lot of these, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what they are. Yeah, I have flowers throughout here. This will be a dahlia, one of my favorite flowers. But there you go. That's the garden. So these are peonies. As you can tell, this one's awfully small, but it's because I broke it off this bigger plant. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 peony plants from one. So right here is my big peony plant. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite plants. I split that peony into 5 plants. So what's funny about that is this one that's right here, I did it in the fall and I thought it died, and I was like, that was absolutely a waste of cutting that plant. So then I did it again in the spring and I was like, oh cool, it worked. But this one worked too, so I'm gonna have peonies up the wazoo. This is my rose lane. This one right here, let me carefully. This one right here is my favorite of all of the plants. Of every plant that I have, this one is my favorite and it is the prettiest. It's knockout roses. They are so darn cute. They smell amazing. I love it when it's all full of flowers in the summer. Now, I haven't come through and cut any of this dead wood off. I like to wait and see if anything grows. Otherwise, I'll come through and do that. Then I have these 3 rose bushes here. I didn't intend to buy these. This is just something that happened. I went to the store. I was at Walmart and they were dying and I couldn't leave them there. They were in the clearance rack and I was like, don't you guys worry, come home with me, I'll save you. They don't do the absolute best, but I feel like they will get there eventually. So they're absolutely beautiful. One of them has like a yellowish orange rose that I'm obsessed with. I want to say the other maybe is a red one, and I can't remember what the 3rd rose is, but these are my 3 rose plants. Any guesses on what this one is? It's actually, remember the catnip that we made forever ago? That's our catnip in there. Here are our marigolds. I don't know why I put marigolds in this and not a different flower, but I do it every year. I put my marigolds in here. Now, I'm normally not a big container gardener person, but in here I have tomato plants. I think I have a Chinese forget-me-not and then 2 basil plants. I just want to see how they do in the container versus how they do in the ground. I've never been the best at tomatoes, so I wanted to see if it makes a difference. I don't know. And then on the other side, I have another thing, basically the same setup. It has 2 tomato plants in it. Let's just take a minute and appreciate this beauty. I seen that at TJ Maxx when I was checking out a couple of years ago, and I was like, you're coming home with me. Okay, these guys I got today. I got this one, and then I got 2 packs of these, which actually felt like highway robbery. These were on sale for $2, like on clearance, and there's nothing really wrong with them. So I was like, all right, you're coming home with me. So I got those for a planter that I want to put maybe in the front yard. I'm not 100% sure yet. In this little, let me lift it up. Tell me that's not adorable. In this little planter, I have a lavender. I'll probably end up moving it somewhere. I just don't know where yet. These are perennials that need to be watered. I don't ever like to give up during the growing season. I know that we're past the point of putting stuff in the yard for this year, maybe. Maybe not, there's still time. But with perennials, I'll grow them all summer long, because I figure so long as you get them in the ground, then next year they're just gonna be there and ready to thrive. Speaking of which, there's this orange perennial plant down here. I don't even know what it is, but I was so pumped to see it. I was like, yep, I did that. So this garden, I have a little bit of everything. I'm pretty sure those are daisies. That's where my, what are the yellow flowers called? Anyways, that's where those were. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna kind of let those die. But these are daisies. The one over here, I believe, is hollyhock, or I'm growing a weed. It's one of the two. And then I just have a slew of flowers in here. I have a lot of, these are my dahlia plants. So I have quite a few of those in here. Tomato. And by the tomatoes, I got basils. These might be my best basils. Oh. Oh. Look at, these little guys are following me. All right, duck people, help me out here. I was feeding the ducks, and the one duck has a metal ring on its leg, like a little anklet bracelet thing. Wonder if it's like how they track the wild ducks? They track wild ducks? Have I been feeding someone's pet? Anyways, okay, these are my cosmos. I plant them in the same spot every single year because they do so well. Like this one, I think it's a weed. I've been allowing weeds to grow. Whatever, I'll pull it. This one is stock. I think that's what it was called. And then I kind of made pathways. They're fading a little bit. I made it out of wood chips thinking that would help. I got my cute little papers. Tell me those aren't adorable. Like I don't want to pull them because I don't know which are weeds and which are not. So I like to wing it. Like these, I feel there's no way that those are weeds. Some forget-me-nots, I'll leave those there. This guy, like he's cute. I don't know that I planted him. It might be a weed flower, but he's cute. This one I think's a flower. There's a lot of guessing in this garden. Lots of guessing in this garden. But that's half the fun, I guess. If they're not flowers, then I pull them and I plant flowers. So good thing I have extra perennials lying around. This guy, I'm in love. I'm obsessed. He's one of my first ones that popped up. So it makes me feel like summer is coming. So we have a handful of those. Kind of everywhere. I have the lupins. I have those kind of everywhere. In this section, some more cosmos, some more dahlias. What's interesting is I don't know that these dahlias are doing as good as the other ones. So I'll have to do something with those little guys. But that grass right there was like a bright red flower in it. I loved it last year. So over here I have a little bit of everything. I know that these are sweet peas. These ones I believe are stock. I feel like these, I don't know what those are, but I know that I planted those before. Right there I have more daisies, and then there's also strawberries in there. have some lavender over here. I have some loofah over here, but they don't seem to be going. These are just random perennials or weeds, can't be sure. Got some tomatoes. Over here I got sweetgrass. I think I have one garlic over here. Those are my wild roses. I'm obsessed with them. They are so beautiful, so fragrant. Also one of my favorite flowers, and they just get wild. Like I'm building a wall of them. All right, so I have an update on the duck. Turns out when they're tracking them, that's what they do. They put a band to like track their movements or whatever. So I'm not feeding someone's random duck. I'm feeding a duck that got caught before and then released. I hope you enjoyed the yard tour. I know it's not as put together as some of my other videos are. I just wanted to get out here and show you what I've been working on. I try really hard to make it perfect before I record, and I need to do better at that, so I record more content. I really appreciate all the support lately. I feel like I'm getting so many more viewers on here, and it's super exciting. So be sure to comment like what kind of gardening stuff you want me to drill a little bit more into. Is it houseplants? Is it outdoor stuff? Is it something specific? I don't know everything. I'm still learning myself, but I feel like that's half the fun of gardening, is you try new things every year and you try new things to see what works best. One of the things that I'll do, and you'll see this throughout my yard, is I will plant different plants in different spots, because I have spots that have sandy soil. I have spots that are darn near swampy. I have spots with full sun, part sun, and even though I want plants to go in a certain spot, I know sometimes they don't follow my rules and they do their own thing. The bleeding heart, great example of that. That plant got moved so many times, and I feel like it is in the silliest spot it could ever be, but it's the only spot that it was happy. So I was like, fine, if you want to live here, that's what we'll do, because it's a beautiful plant and I love it. If you haven't done so already, be sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. There's obviously going to be plenty more content coming out. I'm having a whole blast doing this. I am still trying to figure out the angles, so bear with me a little bit. My stand kept falling down when I'm going throughout the yard, so I might have to find a different stand for my phone when I'm out here, because this one's not working. It's like a ring light that adjusts. It's just not working as well as I would like it to, so I'll have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to figure out the lighting and stuff. I'm more used to doing videos in a controlled environment inside than I am doing it outside in the wild. So there's sounds and angles and shadows and all of that stuff that I'm still learning.